Hello everybody and welcome to my floor. Today's video is going to be brought to you by a very annoying glare on my glasses, my hockey jersey, and a space heater that's making a lot of noise. As you may have noticed, things are very different today. And that is all because it is getting so much colder here. I live in Texas, where a normal, comfortable temperature is about 85 degrees. Currently, outside, it is 35. And yeah, northerners might be like, oh, that's nothing. Well, for me, it's something. My hockey jersey is one of the only long sleeve shirts I own. The rest of them are dirty. So I will be wearing my hockey jersey on top of a regular t-shirt for this video because it's fucking cold. Same reason I have the space heater going, because it is fucking cold. That is also the reason the window is open, making this horrible glare, and I'm on the floor. So here's the deal. I own reptiles. I have a pet snake and 3 pet mourning geckos and then 1 pet emerald swift. If you know anything about reptiles, you know they use the air around them and the temperature around them to help with their own internal temperature. This is why reptiles require specialized lighting in order to take care of them. And normally, if you have a standard room temperature room, along with the required lighting and humidity, your reptiles will be fine. Here's the thing. I live in a shitty apartment that does not have AC and does not have a heater. So when it's 35 degrees outside, it's about 40 degrees inside my apartment. I did give them extra lighting and stuff as much as I can, but I did have them near the window. They were originally set up like right underneath my window on nice little tables and shelves, but it is just so cold over by the window. I was really worried about their safety. Even with the extra lighting, it just wasn't getting warm enough in their tanks in order to properly take care of them. Even the mourning geckos that aren't really supposed to require any lighting or heating because they do fry really easily, they were just so cold and so lethargic. I was like, this is a problem now. So I rearranged my entire room so that my reptiles would be more comfortable. So I don't have any lighting or anything set up in my recording area because I was also incredibly sick, which you can probably still hear a little bit in my nose. I was incredibly sick when I rearranged my room, so I just kind of put things like large pieces of furniture in the right area, but I haven't really set much up. And because I had to move everything around, I had to take some of my shelves that I had in the background of my videos and take things off them so that I could move them and rearrange the room. I don't know what I was thinking, but I decided at the same time I was moving my entire room around, I would also go ahead and reorganize some stuff. I was incredibly sick. I don't know why I thought I would get that done. And so I created a disaster. Starting in middle school all the way through high school, I really liked to collect pins, any kind of pin, but especially like really colorful pins. Anytime I would get like Christmas money or birthday money or basically any scrap of money at all that I was allowed, I would probably go buy a pack of pins. I was really obsessed with taking notes and writing stories, but having things like color-coded and in rainbow order, and I like rewrote and wrote a lot of things just like making it in pretty colors basically. And so that kind of became like a thing in my family. Instead of getting me any actual gifts, they would just give me a pack of pins. Which, you know, it's fine. I'm not really a materialistic person besides the things I collect. And so this love of pins grew into a little bit of a problem, but also it coincided very nicely with my love for jars. I started collecting jars. Just one day my mom was making salsa and she was gonna throw away the jar afterwards, and I was like, I'll keep it, I can put some pins in it. And now it has turned into a very messy situation. But yeah, so when I was reorganizing my room, I had these pins scattered all over the place, and I was like, you know what, I should organize them. So I dumped them all out on the floor, gathered a bunch of jars, and then since I was sick, I just kind of went to bed. So they've been sitting here for a few days. And then after I was done being sick, I had to go to work, obviously. So this is really the first time I've had to like sit down and do this. And I really need to get it done because I emptied them all out behind my desk, so I can't even use my desk until I get this shit cleaned up. So that's what this video is about. God damn, I'm pale as fuck. Okay, so I am gonna be wearing shoes because there are creeps on the internet and you don't get that shit for free, which sucks because I hate wearing shoes in my room. I'm gonna be taking these jars, I'm gonna be sorting my pins by color order. I might bring out a pad of paper and make sure they actually work because sometimes I just don't have pins that work. I'm gonna keep the microphone running, that way if we get any really good like pin or jar ASMR, then I can put that in the video. And let's just get to it, I guess. Adorable teeny tiny colored pencils in this adorable teeny tiny jar. This is so much fun. This is why I collect these weird shit. little pin. Supposed to do with this? I don't have a multicolored jar. I guess I'll just set it aside for now. I'll figure it out later. Oh, here's another one. One jar completely full. Jar 2 full. Third jar full. Look at this guy. I love him. And now another one's done. So there are also a few hazards in here, which, you know, that's not great. So for that kind of stuff, I have this kind of bottle, just like a bottle. It already has some safety pins in it. I like to use these so that if it falls over, it'll fall over and it'll kind of stay here and things don't actually come out of it. Keeps me from getting stabbed. There's a coin from a roller skating rink I used to work at. And also a bunch of like random tickets, again from the roller skating rink that I used to work at. They had like a little arcade. And a cool thing about that skating rink was every ticket was basically like worth 25 cents. And they had a pair of roller skates. Just like a generic pair of roller skates that they like had for sale. And they were for sale for $1,000. So if you saved up 400 tickets, you would actually be able to, you know, pay for a pair of roller skates just using tickets. And that's the only reason I still have these tickets. I was trying to save up enough tickets to actually get a pair of roller skates without actually having to buy them. This plan backfired for a few reasons. Number one, in order to do this, you would have to then buy the tokens, which are 25 cents each. Play the games with the tokens, which were normally 2 to 3 tokens each. There's obviously no guarantee that you'll actually win any tickets every time you use tokens. So the way that I actually got these tickets was just finding them on the floor, or like if a guest left without spending all their tickets and we're just like, here, just have my tickets, we would take them back. So that's how I would get some of these tickets. But then my manager was like, hey, that's actually technically stealing from my business and I'll fire you for embezzlement. So that like really deterred me obviously from trying to do that. And also I ended up quitting very soon after working there because they weren't paying me very much, and because I had experience in assembly, I was hired to repair skates. And instead of letting me do what I was hired for, you know, repairing skates, they made me skate guard, which is fine because that's what I did as an ice skater. But the problem was I didn't know how to roller skate. I only knew how to ice skate, and I wasn't allowed to use rentals. So they wanted me to buy a pair of roller skates in order to do my job, but I didn't have enough money to buy roller skates. So I didn't even have enough money to buy the roller skates in the first place. I wasn't even supposed to be skate guarding, I was supposed to be repairing skates. And because it was, you know, customer service, I got yelled at, like, in my face, like, a lot. Especially by teenagers who are being unsafe, and since I was a skate guard, I had to tell them to stop. And then they would purposely, like, try to knock me over and shit. Anyways, it was a bad job and I ended up quitting. But that's why I have the tickets and the random tokens. Another full jar. Random flower medallion looking thing. I don't even know what this is. A bobbin for my sewing machine back there. So this is something one of my friends gave to me. It doesn't have any label or anything on it, but it's not like a marker. I think it's like a smudger for art, but I'm not an artist. I'm like the worst at drawing. So like, I don't really know what to do with it. It just has like this rubber tip on it. Time I said I was a weird little nerd child. Yeah, I was. Also, the grip of this is sticky, so it's all gross. Why would you make the grip of a pen sticky? So as you can see, or probably you can't see, these are all colored pencils and just like regular mechanical pencils left. At least as far as just like it's on the top. So we're gonna switch over to doing colored pencils now. Same concept though, just gonna take a jar, put a color in it, sort them out. Here's something really weird that I've discovered. These two pencils look almost the exact same. This one is just a regular ass mechanical pencil, and this one is a mechanical pencil, but the lead is blue. So this one will go in the blue jar, and this one will go in the regular ass mechanical pencil jar. So this is a half red and half pink colored pencil. It's the last one I gotta put away, and I don't exactly know which one it should go in, but I have significantly less pink colored pencils, so I'm probably gonna put it there. And that's really it for this video. Obviously, I'm gonna put them all on the shelves in a visually appealing order, but in a way where I can also get to them whenever I need them. You remember that video where I folded 1,000 paper stars, and at the very end of that video I remembered how I could probably take some stars and put them at the bottom of a jar to hold pins? Well, it turns out I already have a jar that has a bunch of stars in the bottom of it. So I'm probably going to take one pin of every color and also one of each of the colored pencils that I have and put it in that jar, and then just keep that jar on my desk so that whenever I need a pencil or a pen of any color, it'll just immediately be available to me. And then I'll just have a bunch of shelves full of colored pens and colored pencils that I can replace that jar with if one of the pens runs out of ink or one of the pencils gets too short to sharpen or whatever. I will say I stopped buying colored pens when I moved out of my parents' house when I was like right at 18. I never stopped collecting jars, so I still have a bunch of leftover jars. And honestly, whenever I move, this is the biggest thing, is moving all these jars and pens. I haven't actually broken a jar so far though. I did actually break the handle off one of my mugs when I moved my mug collection, but I just glued it back on. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. I'm glad I got this taken care of. But now this whole mess is cleaned up, so I can finally fit my chair back here and get all the lights and everything set up and get my actual recording area back. I hope watching this very colorful experience was interesting for you, and I will see you all in the next one.